Welcome to early morning in the truck. I think it's around 5:45, and we are heading down to, when I say we, it is just me and y'all. We are heading down to pick up the rest of that locker that we're doing in the backyard, the all-in locker, and I want to get an early start because there's still a lot. Kayla and I had to split up today because she's got to get the jewelry show done. Dad's busy, so it's just me and y'all. Let's go. It takes about an hour and a half, probably about an hour and 15 minutes to get there. So let's jump on the road, and then I'll show you what's left of that lot. We have made it to the place. It took about an hour. Traffic is way heavier than I thought. I think people are getting up earlier and earlier, or there's just more humans in the world. I don't know. I was sleeping like really good this morning. I think that's why I still have big bags under my eyes. Because it was, you never had those sleeps where you're just like, you're just out. And then the alarm goes off and you think that you're still like 16 years old and you're late for high school. That's what type of sleep I was in this morning. I was just out of it. So what we're gonna do, I need my keys to my truck. Don't lock the keys in the truck. That would be not good. So let's run up here. What we'll do is we'll go ahead. It's on the 3rd floor, so it is a very long hike up and down. And they have like 1 or 2 carts that you can use. So it's going to be very, very long process today. I'm going to guess it's going to take me 4 to 5 hours to get this done, which is that's a long time, but it's got to get done. Let's see if I can go ahead and type this little code in real quick. Cart number 1, cart number 5. So we'll use 2 carts. Usually I can like kind of bump them down the thing together. And then if I have anything big, I know there's like the big table in here that I have to get. Usually we don't show this part, but we'll show it today. So this is what's left. It's actually a good bit back in here. All boxes, like we said before. Oh, that one says kitchen. That's interesting. So we're going to go ahead and get this started. Only one little table in here. I should be able to get that by myself. My back later hurts slightly today. So we'll hopefully lay off the back a little bit with some of this heavy stuff. But we're going to go ahead and just get this thing going. There's some cool things in here. Again, this is from that big locker that we're doing for $4,100. This is the end of it. When you start watching this stuff, I think we've reached like $12,000 or $15,000 already. So it's been a good locker. But let's go ahead, start putting this stuff in the truck. It will take a while. So there's the first load. We're gonna go ahead and start filling up the trailer. We did bring Woodrow, obviously, because this is turning quickly into my favorite trailer. But I'm gonna go ahead and put y'all in the car. Y'all can hang out, maybe listen to some tunes, eat a snack, and I will be back with you when this is all filled. We are done, and when I mean we, it is me and y'all. Y'all sat in the truck, check it out. She's done. Any guesses on how much time it took? I'll let y'all sit there and guess for a second, then I'll tell you. My packing job, probably a D-. I got way too much weight in the front. I thought it was gonna be a lot bigger than it was. Luckily, there's not an actual lot of weight in here. A lot of these boxes are super, super light, especially the ones that are up there. And then there's some heavier boxes back here over the axles. The good thing about this trailer is that it does have like this super heavy door. Actually, this door is much heavier than Grayson's door. And so I'm thinking that we'll be all right heading down the road. We'll take it nice and slow. I want to get here early. Now, there's no wind blowing right now, but I think today that hurricane is the closest it will be to this area. So I didn't want to drive this in like 20 to 30 mile an hour wind gust. There's no stabilizer on this thing, and she can get a little bit of a handful in a windstorm. You know what I'm saying? So it took me 1 hour. It actually only took me 1 hour to load all that stuff. I'll go ahead and call them. They're not even here yet. I was hoping it would take me a little bit longer. Then I could go in and just say, hey, I'm done, and move out, but I'll just go ahead and call. And if you're getting into storage units, like we rented this one, so this one's a little bit special, but a lot of them are actually going onto this, which are the cylinder locks. So they're not just regular locks. So if you're getting into storage units, you do need these, and they're actually kind of expensive. We only have one right now. We'll probably buy like 2 or 3 more of these because a lot of storage units are going to these. They say they're harder to break into. I don't know if that's true because they broke into it to open this when the person didn't pay, and there was very little damage done to the door and stuff. So I don't know how much truth that is. But, you know, they always got to switch some things up, so you have to buy new things. And that wasn't that bad, honestly. I looked at it. I was like, huh. But box by box, piece by piece, only an hour. And that ain't too shabby. So what I'm going to do, I'll go ahead, hop in the truck, It will take me a lot longer to get home, probably an hour and 20 minutes, maybe a little bit slower because of how I loaded the trailer. Because when you get up to speed, it probably start doing a little funny stuff. I really thought it was gonna be more stuff, honestly. This trailer really holds a lot more than I think. It does very well. I'm glad we got this size. Kayla was right about going the 2 feet longer, but not much longer, because we were in a storage unit the other day that was insane. Where we couldn't get around, and it was crazy. So I want to go ahead and hop in the truck, head home. Back home, and the trailer is off the truck. Go ahead, lock the gates up, start editing some video today, and then start working on our Whatnot shows. Kayla's working on the jewelry show, and then I'm going to start working on the last show of the month, which is going to be fabric / like an everything show. So a lot to do today. It's 9:30ish, 9:37, so I made really slow time coming back. It started to get a little bit windy and a little bit rainy, and this is just that outskirts of that really big hurricane. So we had a lot of people reach out, so thank you so much, but we are perfectly fine. We're not even supposed to get, like, I think this is it, like the rain. I just didn't want to be on the road with the gusts of 20, 30 miles an hour, because like with that trailer, it still will definitely move the back of this truck. Like, it's not like moving the back of the truck, but you can feel it. I'm telling you, it's like a white knuckle type of deal in a high wind. We hit one high wind thing with that trailer before. It's like a big sail. So you're like in a sailboat. So what we're going to do, jump out the truck, unload everything out of here that I had, and then go in the house and start editing some video. As I sit here and wait for things to upload on the internet, most of my life is actually probably sat right here in this chair, waiting for things to upload so I can transfer them over to YouTube to make videos. So we're gonna go ahead and go through a couple of y'all's comments, and it's much easier on the computer to do this because I can actually just read all of them, and it kind of jumbles up the actual videos instead of just looking at one video. Justin said that he tuned into the show just to learn how we ran the Whatnot show. He was pretty impressed. Just organization and making sure things are numbered. That's how we move so fast. A lot of people, so many people were wondering where this show was on YouTube, because you guys, actually a good bit of you, don't watch on Whatnot, but will watch on the Flip Squad. And there was some sort of glitch there. We actually told Whatnot about it, that we were supposed to be streaming live from Whatnot to YouTube, and something just didn't happen. It was saying that we were live on Whatnot, so there must have been an issue just talking to YouTube. So we do apologize for that, but we should be streaming next Saturday. Every Saturday, if we're on Whatnot, we should be streaming to YouTube if it is working. 76 Mothers of Invention said, I didn't catch the show. Do you have any Steelers items left? We do, and then that will be on the next show in August. I think it's August 30th at 6 p.m. We will go ahead and have another fabric show, but also an everything show that will have a whole bunch of other stuff there. Suzette said they're glad we're keeping the game table. So are we. I think that we're going to use it more downstairs. And honestly, it is like probably a $3,500 piece. We would never spend that on a gaming table or anything like that. So finding this stuff in storage units has basically furnished our, I would say 80 to 90% of the stuff in our house is furnished by storage units, yard sales. My aunt and uncle came over there. One's from Delaware, one is from Pennsylvania. They came down and they were looking, they were like, what haven't you put, in your house with storage units? And it was very little, like the couch, and then we have a chair, but that was given to us, and then like computer stuff and stuff we bought from Uline. Other than that, most of the decorations and everything else has been from yard sales and storage unit, because you find some pretty cool stuff. You know what I'm saying? Karen said that we need to start a compost pile, and I believe that we'll have to learn how to compost, because that is, we've seen that a lot in the comments, so that would definitely be really, really good. I wish that Tractor Supply would give us a sponsorship. Maybe I should email them, say, hey, I'm at your store like every 5 seconds. Can I have a sponsorship? That wouldn't be too shabby. We'd even take like 50% off. Of course. Who wouldn't take 50% off the stuff you buy there? Lisa said, try cardboard under the watermelons. I didn't know that. Yeah, well, definitely. Something's got to go under the watermelons for sure, because when the grass grows up, we won't be able to see it. And cardboard, that would probably be better than a tarp, because I think tarp would probably just have a whole bunch of water, but the cardboard we could switch out. So that would be pretty good. You might have to rename the channel Live in a Rainforest. If next summer is like this summer, I would agree with that 100%. We are not selling in the fabric category. We just sell in the everything category. Erica was asking on Whatnot. We sell in, like, I think it's called everything or storage unit category, because we do sell everything. A lot of people are upset they did miss the show on YouTube. Yeah, that was just a glitch in their system for a second, or somebody's system. I don't know if it was YouTube. I don't know if it was whatnot. I don't know, but we will definitely, again, try to get the next one on. Yeah, Kayla could definitely do ASMR. Poppy Little, she does. She has a very soft voice, and you hear like the dirt crumbling on the table and everything. And I feel like she could probably do that. Scott said, "Don't spill diesel." Yeah, well, they should have put that thing a little bit better up on the old tractor. That little boop right there means that one of the videos is done uploading. Now I just shoot it over to YouTube. And a lot of people want to know this process. It's really not that difficult or weird or insane or anything. Is that basically when it comes to, if we're shooting on the camera like here, this will be airdropped onto the computer, and then I just put it in the editing software. My editing software is just Filmora. Now we do pay for it yearly, and we do have the business version of it, I'm pretty sure, and that just gives you a little bit more like things that you can use, but there is a free version you can use, and it works very well. It's very user friendly. I did get Kayla last night. I went to watch something on Freedom Plus, Cletus McFarland's thing that I'm subscribed to, and I couldn't figure out how to cast the phone to the TV. Couldn't figure it out. So Kayla's like, I got you. So she figured it out for me. So I'm not very techie, and using Filmora is pretty easy for me, which means anybody could do it. And that is how we, for the last 5 years, have literally edited everything that you see is through Filmora. I did like in the very beginning, DaVinci Code and some other ones, and they were way too difficult and I didn't understand. These right here are very easy. Now, when we are shooting like videos, like actual videos in the backyard, we use the bigger camera, and that just has an SD card like this, and then I just put it in the computer, upload to the computer, put that into the editing software, edit it, export it, external hard drive, so it is safe on there, and then I import it to YouTube. And then when you import it to YouTube, there's multiple things that you have to do to make sure the monetizing's right, make sure there's no copyright stuff. But in the backyard, we really can't get a copyright unless it's from my amazing singing that I happen to do. And then all I do is upload this. Sometimes it takes hours. The ones that are taking the longest, obviously, are the full version ones, because the last one I dropped was like 3 hours long. It took 6 hours to download it and then 6 hours to upload it. So that entire thing was done in 12 hours, and I do that overnight so I can have the computer during the daytime. So they have been kind of annoying to upload. I didn't really think it would take that long, but they have been taking super long. But this is part 6 of this one, and so we are back from the all-in. I just check it real quick to make sure the audio transferred over. Sometimes the audio doesn't transfer over. That's only happened 1 or 2 times, but you definitely want to check all that. And then what you really want to do is you do have to make sure that I'm using a certain one for whatnot, so then they can track what we're doing. So there is a lot more than just posting stuff on YouTube, but it's not that hard. It's not rocket science. So if you want to start on YouTube, you really can. And I'm telling you, Filmora is pretty easy. There are some other ones out there for free that are pretty easy, but some of them, they get more difficult. But if you find one that's difficult what I'm talking about is the editing software, just try to find another one, and it might be super easy for you. We did have some people still concerned about Miko's eyes. She's doing really well with her allergies, where, again, we did exactly what the vet told us. I think that's just scarring, because remember when we got her, she had really deep, like, I want to call lacerations, but like her eyes were bleeding, like underneath there. So I don't know if her hair will ever grow back when it comes to that. I'm not 100% sure, but we're doing exactly what the vet is saying. We're putting some stuff on it, but I don't know. That just might be scarring under both of her eyes now. It doesn't look terrible, and she definitely doesn't itch as much. When we first got her, she was itching like crazy. So her coat is looking a lot better. Her hair is softer. So she's really turning around and doing good. Again, soon she gets the heartworm injection, and then I think it's September 8th or 9th or something around there that she does that. Also, Justin said, again, Justin, it's the same Justin I just talked about, said that I'm from the same hometown as Ray Clay Strays. Really? I saw them on YouTube and then got into their music. Now I listen to them constantly, all the time. I didn't know you could pickle watermelon rind. Huh. Wicked Cell says that. I didn't know that was a thing. I will definitely look that up. A lot of people are talking about the dog treats that we picked up. Kayla might actually start making dog treats. I don't know exactly how that's going to work out, but she's got a good-looking KitchenAid, so we might do our own homemade dog treats for the puppies. which would probably be better because it'd be all, we know it's exactly what's inside of it. Woody says, 1 vote for yard sale festival. I'm in. I might have to talk to the city. We still got to talk Kayla into this. We still have to prepare for this. But I like the idea of the festival. Put a drip pan under the tractor if suspicious. I'm very suspicious, Jenny, of what's going on underneath the tractor. Sandy says that watermelons draw snakes. Be careful. A lot of people actually said that too. They said once you put them watermelons on the ground, you're going to have snakes around there. That's why we're going to put something where I can see the snakes. I don't mind snakes. The only snakes that I mind are the ones that I don't see and startle me. Then I'm scared. Carolyn says that you work too much, go fishing. Very soon, but there's a lot that has to be done prior to fishing times. Dogs can eat watermelon, but not the rind. So, all right, I'll make sure. I'll tell you what, they are really interested in the watermelons. Once we put those down, they were over there just sniffing them. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Get away from my watermelon. I'm trying to grow those. Facebook said, my Miko, the pug, loves the freeze-dried treats. They are expensive. They are expensive, though, 100%. I think they're like $15 from one little bag of those. I was thinking, well, we could learn how to freeze-dry and do that ourselves. Yeah, Sean said, now this does span a whole bunch of different videos. What I'm doing is when I'm looking at the comments, Sean said, Goodwill is a waste of time now. You two keep up doing what you're doing, not too shabby. Yeah, to us, Goodwill is fun to take a break away from the storage units and even yard sales. When it becomes fall time, we'll be hitting more yard sales. Just not a whole bunch right now because it's summer and it's been raining a ton. But other than that, we will definitely. The Goodwills are just fun to pop in, but we can't make a living out of them anymore. And in the beginning, I was a big advocate of that you could. I was like, you can definitely make 6 figures going to Goodwill every day and hustling. I do not think that that's possible now. That's just my opinion, or maybe where we live or something like that. But I'm just not seeing how you can do that nowadays. Brenda says, are you sure you're not responsible to the strip of grass on the sidewalk? Even though the city owns it, a lot of times the maintenance is for the homeowner. Actually, the city does cut that small strip of grass on the other side of the sidewalk. So the sidewalk, I've never seen them maintain, so I keep the weeds down there just so people don't trip on it, and then everything on that side. But they come by with a mower, one of them, I don't even know what they're called, it's like a tractor, it's got the mower on it. They do cut that, and then what Kayla doesn't like is that they don't come and ever weed it, so the grass grows over like the curb, so it looks like you have like a grass waterfall. But so they do actually maintain that little strip, but they just don't weed it properly. Gene Johnson, that's an excellent idea. When I talk to the guys, when they do the maintenance for the tractor in like 20 hours or so, they said, hey, have you ever checked in to trade your tractor tires in for less aggressive tread? It might be easier on the lawn. I think there is like turf tires or something like that, because I really don't need those tires that are that aggressive. I really could just use, because we're mostly on the grass, and honestly, maybe I could keep those tires, or if we buy a property, but that would be far in the future, buying another property. So it would be better if I had like lawn tires, because they tear up some stuff. So maybe I'll ask them, or maybe I can buy a set. I'm sure they're not cheap, buying a set of those. But I really would be, it would be a lot easier, I think, if I had like turf tires, or I don't even know if it's called turf tires, but more like not aggressive, because those things, when they dig in, they tear up some stuff very, very, very quickly. Tammy says she lives in Nebraska and she was thinking they got a lot of rain. I think everybody has been getting a lot of rain. We watch Ryan Hall, y'all, like we always say, in Nebraska. You guys are always on there getting rain and everything. It's insane. Well, I think that's good enough for now when it comes to these. We do appreciate everybody commenting. It is hard for me to comment back to everybody on the Flip Squad. I try to do it on the Bearded Thrift Machine, but right now I'm going to sit down and continue to upload some videos. And I know this is a weird video. You saw me in the morning just pick up a storage unit, now this. But we're going to go ahead and get back onto some home projects very soon. I'll catch you on the next one.